Good afternoon, students, and welcome back to English. Today, we will not be talking about nouns. We will not talk about verbs. We will not talk about adjectives. Today, we will talk about a new word, a new kind of word. Now, I think maybe you know a little bit about these words, but I'll talk to you more about them and how to use them. These words will help you in Matthew. They will create long and difficult sentences. So it will help you sound very good at English if you can use these words. Conjunctions. So these are words that help put two parts of a sentence together to make it one sentence together. So you're connecting two different parts together. So I'll explain more. So, like I said, conjunctions are words to connect, put together two parts of a sentence. So we will learn about five different conjunctions today. And maybe you already know some of them. I think you definitely know the first one. So the first one is because. This is a conjunction, and it will put words, two parts of a sentence together. So another one is so, but, although, and even though. Even though is two words, the rest are just one word. So I will show you how to use these in a sentence. Maybe you know because and but, maybe so, although and even though, maybe you know, maybe they are new, but I will go through with them and show you how to use them in a sentence. So the first word we'll talk about today is because. So I think that you know about this word. If somebody asks you a question, why, tamai, lots of times you will answer with because. But if you're not asked a question and you are just talking with the word because or writing with the word because, I'll show you how to use it and when to use it. So we use it to connect an action and a reason. So an action, when you do something, and the reason, why did you do it? So it is a word to connect the action and the reason. So first, you will say the action. Then you will say the reason for the action. So first you say what you did, and then because, and then why you did it. So in case you don't know what action and reason mean, action, tarang, and reason, so this is what an action and a reason are. So put them together and you will use the word because in between. So examples. So how to use because in a sentence. So I speak English. So I speak English is the action. It is what I do. I speak English. Then the word because, and then I am from Canada. That is the reason why I speak English. So you can see the action and the reason both with the word because in between. And the action is first, then the reason. So another example, I am fat. So this is maybe not an action, but it's still a statement. It's saying what I am, describing me. So I am fat because I eat a lot. So I eat a lot is the reason why I am fat. So one more. You speak English because you study English. Again, the action of you speak English, and then because, and then the reason why you speak English. Okay, so the action, and then because, and then the reason why. You cannot say the reason first. You can't say, I am from Canada because I speak English. I made a mistake. This should be here, not here. So you can't say the reason and then the action. So I am from Canada because I speak English. No, you cannot say that. You cannot say the reason first. You have to say the action first. Okay, so I will give you some sentences to try to practice. So I will give you one sentence and you choose number 1 or number 2. There will be an action and a reason. And you can choose which one goes first. Okay, and so you can write number 1 in the chat or number 2 in the chat. You only have 2 options. Okay, so the 2 spaces, Oppo is cute and the boys like Oppo, the word because. So you can choose number 1 or number 2, which is correct. Oppo is cute because the boys like Oppo, or the boys like Oppo because Oppo is cute. So which one is correct, number 1 or number 2? Which one has the action first and then the reason? Ah, yes, I can see most of you know it is number 2. The boys like Oppo because Oppo is cute. Okay, can try again. So which one is correct? I am hungry because I have not eaten today, or I have not eaten today because I am hungry. So which one of these is correct? Which is the action or the statement, and which is the reason? Oh, only 2 students. Oh, so in this one, number 1 is correct. So I am hungry because I have not eaten. I have not eaten is the reason why I'm hungry. If I eat already, then I will not be hungry. If you say, I have not eaten today because I am hungry. I am very hungry. I don't eat? No, cannot say. Must be number 1. So how about this one? One more. I want to learn because I go to school, or I go to school because I want to learn. So which one is correct? Number 1 or number 2? Okay, I can see most of you know that it is number 2. So I go to school is the action because I want to learn. That is why I go to school, because I want to learn. Okay, so most of you are pretty good with this. So next we can talk about so. So is similar to because, but opposite. With because you say the action, because, and the reason. But with so, you will say the reason first and then the action. So you change how they are. So I'll do some examples. I'll use the same examples, I think. So before we said, I speak English because I am from Canada. If you use so, you change it. I am from Canada, so I speak English. So with this one, we say the reason first and the action after with so, in between. You can see it's similar to because, but you just change. 当然 OK 同学 Or I eat a lot, so I am fat. Again, the reason I eat a lot is the reason why I am fat. So we put the reason first with so. And last example, you study English, so you speak English. You cannot say you speak English, so you study English. You cannot say the reason first. So similar to because, but a little bit different in that you change the reason first. Okay. So I can practice again. So which one is correct? Oppo is cute, so the boys like Oppo, or the boys like Oppo, so Oppo is cute. So which one of these is correct? Most of you are saying number one. Yes, number one is correct. Oppo is cute, so the boys like Oppo. If you change it, the boys like Oppo because Oppo is cute. Okay. Now about I am hungry, so I have not eaten today. Or I have not eaten today, so I am hungry. Which one of these is correct? Number one or number two? Only 通仔. Oh, some of you say number one, some of you say number two. So this one, I have not eaten today, so I am hungry. Number two is correct. How about this one? Your mother gives you food, so your mother loves you. Or your mother loves you, so your mother gives you food. How about this one? Which one of these is correct? Number one or number two? Your mother gives you food, so your mother loves you. Or your mother loves you, so your mother gives you food. Okay, so most of you think number two. Yes, number two is correct. Your mother loves you, so your mother gives you food. But there is one thing also I want to point out about this sentence. So the second time you say your mother, this is the first time, and then you say it again here, you don't have to write your mother again. You can just write she the second time. You cannot write it the first time because you don't know who she is. But the second time, you can just change to she. So your mother loves you, so she gives you food. It is just a little bit easier to write, and you connecting two parts of the sentence. So the second pronoun will refer to the first name or person that you are talking about. So it'll make it a little bit easier. Okay, so now I will give you sentences and you choose which will go in the blank, because or so. So you can write in the chat because or so. When you see the sentences, you can try to fill in the blanks with because or so. So number one, I want a phone. I buy a phone. I want a phone. I buy a phone. I want a phone, so I buy a phone. Or I want a phone because I buy a phone. Okay. Yes, I think most of you are correct. So I want a phone, so I buy a phone. About number two. Om loves Prem. Om kisses Prem. So Om loves Prem because Om kisses Prem. Or Om loves Prem, so Om kisses Prem. Yes, let's calm down. The chat is a war zone. You can write so or because. Only a couple of you. But yes, so. Om love Prem, so Om kisses Prem. How about the dog was happy that we gave it food? So the second time you can see is it is the same as the dog. Instead of writing the dog again, just write it. The dog was happy, so we gave it food, or the dog was happy because we gave it food. So best answer here, yes, is because. The dog was happy because we gave it food. Maybe you could say so, maybe you will not give a dog food unless it is happy. Only a happy dog you will give food to. But I think because is a much better answer. Okay, so we'll get into but. So with because and so, you're dealing with action. You're talking about action and reason. Just the action and reason, they go together. But is used when there is contrast, when things do not match together. It does not make sense. There is something that is unusual, or there's a contrast. And but is used in the middle of the sentence. So just like because and so, but will be in the same part. You will say one part of a statement and then but, and then a reason or an action that is contrast. It doesn't make sense, or it's different. It seems different. So I'll go through some examples. So this is how you write a sentence. The statement and then a comma. You will write a comma and then but. And then something against the first statement, against this, or in contrast to the statement. So I will go through some examples with you to show you about but. In Thai, so I live in Thailand. Teacher Ryan lives in Thailand, but I do not speak Thai. So this is in contrast. Most people who live in Thailand can speak Thai, but I cannot. I live in Thailand, but I do not speak Thai. You must have the word not here. If you say I live in Thailand, but I do speak Thai, you cannot say that because there is no contrast. Most people who live in Thailand speak Thai. So you must say do not speak Thai to make a contrast. Maybe another example. Nana is cute, but she does not have a boyfriend. I don't know if this is true or not, just guessing. So Nana is cute, but in contrast, she does not have a boyfriend. Maybe she does not want a boyfriend. So it is contrast. It is saying that many cute girls will have a boyfriend. So one more. Milky is small, but she is very strong. So again, Milky is small. And if you are very big, then you are very strong, usually. But maybe sometimes, even if you are small, you can be very strong. So there is contrast. There is difference. It is not like the same thing, not because and so, that they match together. They are different. There's contrast. Okay, so now we will talk about although. Although. Although we use at the beginning of the sentence with two contrasting statements, two things similar to but we use it at the beginning of the sentence. When we talk about so, because, and but is all in the middle. We say one statement, and so, because, but, and then another statement. But with although is different. We say although first. So similar to but we say it first. So we'll say although, and then the first statement, and then a comma, and then against the statement, against a statement against this statement. Yeah, Nana, it is similar to but the sentence structure is different. But we write in the middle of that, although we write before. Although and but are very similar. So I can show you some examples of although. So although I live in Thailand, I do not speak Thai. So you can see the difference. This is the same and this is the same. But we write but. We are going to say but. We will write it here in the middle of the sentence. If we write although will be first. We write although first. Although I live in Thailand, I do not speak Thai. So I live in Thailand, I do not speak Thai are contrasting statements. They're not okay, but you write although first, before. So another example, two more examples. Although Nana is cute, she does not have a boyfriend. So again, Nana is cute, she does not have a boyfriend is the same as but, except we write but in the middle. We write but here, and then the comma. With although, we write although first. We write it first. So very similar to but. We're talking about contrasting ideas, but we say although first to prepare the listener, to tell the listener that the first thing, we are going to contrast the first thing with the second thing. We're going to say something that contrasts. So again, although Milky is small, comma, she is very strong. Okay, so that's although, very similar to but we just read it at the beginning of the sentence. Also, lots of times with although, you can put both parts first. It doesn't matter which one is first. So I will give you an example. So although Tongjai is not hungry, he is eating. If you are not hungry, you will not eat. So this is contrasting. You write although first, and then what he is doing. Tongjai is not hungry. and then he is eating, also what he's doing. You can also write, although Tongjai is eating, he is not hungry. You can say both. Both are okay. Many times the contrasting actions, they'll be both actions. So if there are two actions, you can put either one first often. Not always, but often you can. But yes, you always must write the first will be a name, and then the second part you can write he, or you can write Tongjai again, but you cannot write although he is not hungry, Tongjai is eating. You could say that in conversation, but it is better to write the name first. Okay, so another example, although I am not scared of snakes, many people are scared of snakes. So as you can see, this sentence has the exact same words, scared of snakes, scared of snakes. So lots of times in English, we don't want to repeat ourselves and say the exact same thing again in the same sentence. So you can just erase this one. So I will show you example. So you, instead of saying scared of snakes twice, you just say, although many people are scared of snakes, I am not scared of snakes. So you don't repeat it. I don't know why I wrote that sentence twice. Although many people are scared of snakes, I am not. So you can see here, we end with not. So you just take this and cut. Because you already said it, so we already know what you are saying. Okay, and last one, even though. So even though is very similar to although. Although, even though are very similar, except even though is a big contrast. Things that are that should not be together. So I will go through some examples of even though, using the same examples but changing a little bit so you can see the difference. So even though I was born in Thailand, I do not speak Thai. So most people who live in Thailand speak Thai. But everybody who is born in Thailand speak Thai, almost. So instead of live in Thailand, although I live in Thailand, I do not speak Thai. Even though I was born in Thailand, I do not speak Thai. So it's just more contrast, more extreme. So another, even though Nana is Miss Universe, she does not have a boyfriend. So instead of just Nana being cute, she is Miss Universe. Swai Tisu, the most beautiful. Even though Milky is small, she can lift 100 kilograms. So not only strong, super strong. So we use even though for extreme, or a lot of contrast. Okay, that is all for the slides today. These can be confusing words, and how to use them correctly in a sentence can be difficult. So we will talk about it more throughout the year and try to get you to writing and saying long sentences with these kinds of words. Because, so, but, although, even though. When you can write and say these sentences, it makes you sound like a native speaker. And in Matyom or university, this is what you'll be doing. So that's all for today. So I will see you tomorrow. Have a good day and goodbye.